Okay, today we're doing a video about what it's like to be a kennel worker at PAWS. We show up, we say hi to all the dogs. Hey guys! Hey everybody! Hey Orlando! As soon as we all that done, I like moving straight to feeding dogs. Yeah. This is where we keep all our food in these metal cans, which keeps the rats out. We got one for small dog kibble. We got one for big dog kibble. We got one for puppy kibble. And we even have one for any dog that's on special food. Kona's on special food right now because she has food allergies. Then over here on the chart, we have what each dog gets. So 2 Chi Boys in the first cell, they get half a cup each. Orlando gets 3 cups. Nobody's in Thor's kennel right now. The dog's back here has everybody down. Except for Thor. Thor needs to be written down still. If you can't get a hold of everything on here, on our messenger board, we have anything that people can answer questions. So we try not to leave anybody alone who doesn't know what's going on. And don't put poop in the black trash bags. And we also have, Fred and Goofy. We have special food for Goofy and Fred. And that's it on the chart also. Goofball gets 1 cup of his own food. Fred gets half cup of his own food. That's down there. When that runs out, we'll probably put him on something else like our regular food. All right, Frick. I'll get you fed. I'll get back to you, folks. So when feeding, I like to start in the back. I usually work with the big dogs in the back. Then I work with all the little dogs. Actually, I do the puppies first. Especially if I have like puppy babies. They're usually the hungriest. And then we work with all the big dogs. Now, a special note for like dogs like Frick. Frick likes to eat too fast. So I give him the largest size bowl. I put some kind of obstacle in his way. That slows him down and gives him less chance of causing issues like bloat later in his life or any time in his life, hopefully. Because he's a big dog. He's not one of the breeds that's susceptible, but he is a pretty big dog and he does have a pretty deep chest. So we want to be careful with dogs that hate him. Because we love him very much, don't we, mister? He's also one of the most vocal kids about getting fed. He's a hungry boy. So let's feed him. Now, being that this is a rescue environment, we want to make sure everybody's still has a lot of structure to their lives. Because it's one of the things dogs don't have here. You sit? So we ask them to sit before we give them their food. Sit, Orlando. Sit. Not Orlando. Sit, Frick. Sorry, dude. That's good boy, Frick. Very good sit. Very good. Good boy. I love you, dude. Very good. See, that slows him down quite a bit. Because he likes to just inhale his food. He's an idiot. But, you end up... One of the things about volunteering here is you really fall in love with some of these dogs. He's one of the dogs I'm very much in love with. He's a good boy. So I love all these dogs, huh? Huh, Johnny? You hungry too? Okay. Thor, I just fed Thor. He's already got all his food. I try to let the dogs in the rear outside to go potty before I really get anything going. So I have Thor just went outside. I got Goofball and Fred just went outside, are outside right now going potty. And then I'll let River out and he can go potty. Frick and Thor have outdoor chutes, so they can go potty outside. The rest of the dogs, like, he's holding it right now. He's like, come on, man, I gotta go pee. All right. Don't worry, I'll get some food for you in a second, man. Okay, I'm almost done. I get to someone like Kona. She's getting a special bit of half can of kidney care. We got to check the fridge first to see if there's any cans open. And yes, we do. This is why we always want to check first. So yeah, we're going to get some of that for her. I'll have to put some of that in the can later. The rats will get to the food in here. Now she's getting the Purina 1. Purina 1's going to be in this special case over here. It's this stuff. This is the Purina 1. And there you can feel the energy change completely. As everybody's a little more happy or content. They got some food in their bellies. Now they're all looking at me saying, "Can I come out? We want to play. Time to play." Like I said, I usually start with the little dogs, and then I move to the bigger dogs. When we're done feeding, we always make sure that we cover the lids of all the food. People sometimes make mistakes and forget. And then the rodents have all the fun late at night when we're gone. I still have good light. I'm going to show you what our cleaning process is for the exterior kennels. We have to have a poop bucket. This is just a regular 5-gallon paint bucket with a trash bag tied inside to it. Makes it easy to clean up poop. Then we have Otoband spray. This is kind of a disinfectant. And gets rid of some of the smell too. We take it. We spray that down with all the kennels. I'll show you how we do that. Okay, for cleaning chutes, I start out with one side at a time. Let's start with the big dogs today. Close all the chutes. Always make sure the slack is tight on these things, otherwise they can pull them down and they get caught up in the lines. Hey, Rick. I'm sealing you up, man. Hope you didn't have to go poop. Sometimes they poop inside. There we go. All right. Again, always keep the slack tight on these, especially these rear ones. They're homemade installations, and we've had dogs get caught up in the line before, and it really sucks. They can be really dangerous. You two be good. They've been fence fighting. Bye, Thor. I love you. I'll get to you guys in a little bit. Close all these big dog chutes. Hey, Kona. Sometimes you have to go in there and get it back on the track. Hold on a sec. Okay, get it back on the track. Got it. These doors aren't as bad about keeping at the top from the lines, but you still want to do that. These are the outdoor chutes. All these got to get cleaned up. All the poop's got to get scraped up. All the toys got taken out. Then we wipe it. Then we spray it all down. Then once we're done spraying it all down, we hose it all down. Get any food bowls, scrape any food back in there like Bo just did. Leave all these toys. That's Chloe. She steals all the toys. Oh, more poop. Somebody's got some nasty poops there. That's Luke. We've been working on Kona and her bowels. That's why she's on special food right now. Otherwise, she has really bad diarrhea. And that's something we deal with a lot here. A lot of poop. This isn't the fun part of the job. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Clean up all this stuff. I like getting all the doors open first. And then I go back and I pick up all the toys, anything that needs to be picked up. And then I come back and I pick up the poop. And then I spray. Another word of advice. Kennel works tend to wear up on shoes. So don't wear your best shoes. And sometimes it's a good idea to have some rubber boots to wear when you clean up the poop. It stays on your shoes. And it's a little more cleanly. I like making a pile of all the toys. Sometimes I can use a bowl or something. Makes it easier to get them all back in. Sometimes there's blankets out here. No blankets a day. So we go to the next step, and that's scooping all the pooping. Doing the poop and scoop boogie. so to speak. There's a pooper scooper on each side of the kennels. Sometimes it's best to scrape forward and then scrape into it. You'll learn a lot of different techniques to make it go easier. It's gross, but like I said, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Well, that wasn't too bad, now was it? Went by pretty quickly. It's gross. I like putting the pooper scoopers aside for right now. We need to hose them off before we're done, because they're pretty nasty. We don't want to have that build up. We get a lid. We cover over this horrible stinkiness. And we'll push it off to the side because we're going to use it on the next side of the kennel too. Get with us. Now we got to spray down all the kennels. This is the Odoban sprayer. It's a little self-pumping kind of thing, just like a regular sprayer. Then we go on down and we just kind of spray it down. Saturate the areas that are really nasty. Otherwise, just kind of walk through it real quickly. Orlando has kind of a really nasty poop. Tends to walk in it. So it gets all over the place. It's good to just make sure you spray around generally. This sprayer is almost out of spray right now. Usually one of our senior members will keep it filled because we got to keep the ratio right. Otherwise, if we use too much, it could be bad for the dogs. Use too little, it won't kill all the pathogens. Make sure that we don't get any nasties. We got to move pretty quickly because dogs just ate. They're going to be going outside to go potty now. The adults are pretty good. Puppies, they tend to need to go out really quickly within the first hour or so. Otherwise, they have to go, and when you have to go, you have to go. And then you have to clean up inside too, which we try to avoid because, well, it's not fun. Okay, got the hose on. Then we spray it all down. Anything we can't spray down, we have to scrub off. Usually, if we get here early enough, it all hoses off real easily. The spray also, the sprayer, the clean and disinfectant stuff tends to help loosen things up a bit too. Make sure all of it gets cleared off. Most of it wants to go down to this drain. Make sure you get this area real good. It's kind of a standing water spot. It's nasty. You do this for every kennel. Some of them are easier than others. These ones are kind of the newer ones. They're a little bit weird. They're made different. The rest of them are all like these. So we just get in there and we spray them all down. Water flows down here. It's pretty self-evident. Works pretty. It's pretty self-explanatory, I guess it would be the word. Like I said, this is where it's a good point to have rubber boots. So we just do that for all these. Okay, we just hosed out all the kennels. Now, before we put the hose away or turn the water off, we got to make sure we wash this thing out because it's nasty. Flies are surrounding it. If you don't clean it off, it gets crusted on there and you have to soak it. It's just gross. But if you do it right now, all that stuff comes right off real easily. Well, stand back because water can spray and splatter. The last thing you need to do is take a hit in the face. Make sure you flip the scraping tool. Hose off that. I like hosing things off pretty regularly. Make sure I don't get my tripod wet. Okay, now we're done in here for the spraying part, but we still need to wipe everything down. We use a squeegee mop. Make sure we turn the water off first. It's always good to turn the water off. This is just a regular type of squeegee mop, kind of like a windshield wiper. And I like starting off by pulling away from the wall. And then I turn around and I push anything else left out. This keeps it a lot drier, a lot quicker. And this final wipe down gets any poop that didn't get sprayed out. So it's important to do this even in the summer. Sometimes in the summer we wet these things down after we're done, just so the dogs get a little bit cooler, but I don't think it really helps out that much. Now, as I go through mopping each one of these, as I'm finishing each kennel, I go and I lock each kennel. It's very important we go through this, and even when I'm done, I double check to make sure all of them are locked, because just a minor distraction and have a kennel unlocked, dog could get hurt. We don't want that to happen. Like I said, this room takes a little bit of special care. I like making sure all the water over here is drained out, or pulled away anyways. It tends to drain into that little area where the water deposits, the low space. And I just kind of pull it out. Works best this way, it means. Plenty of pulling standing water towards the drain. Because these kennels weren't built that well. They don't slope as well as they should. But they're better than it was. So I'm not complaining. And then we finish up by locking the last kennel. Doing one final check of all the other kennels. Make sure everything's locked. Everything's locked, locked, clean, locked. It's all looking good. Water's off. We put all the cleaning tools back on this wall. Always want to make sure our cleaning tools are exactly where they need to be. Because it's really not fun when you try to look for the cleaning tools and it takes 10, 15 minutes to find them, and then somebody's had an accident. Then we go and we move to the other side. Of course, we got to make sure we take our stuff in too. Before we get started on the other side, let's make sure all these dogs can get out. Honey, okay, usually I like to let puppies out earlier, but right now we're just going to bang through this real quickly. All the little dog shoots. Okay, this is where we get to the little dog kennels. I gotta cleanse some poop to clean it out here in this yard. This is a little yard for little dogs. I don't use it very often. I like using this one yard. Hey AJ. Here's a bit of poop. There's a light switch on the wall up here. This helps. Same deal here. You got some cleaners there. You get to get the mop from both their side. Hey AJ. Come in the end? Okay. So AJ gets a little more worried inside the kennels. It's so sweet. Hi AJ. Hi mister. There you go. You go inside? Come on AJ. Good boy. You like having him inside. You want to get a cleaner on him. That stuff is really bad. You don't want to get in your face or your eyes. We do the same thing. Scrape up any poop. There's not as much poop in the little dog's kennels usually. Unless we have a lot of puppies. Puppies tend to poop a lot. We take all the blankets, all the toys, clean it up. Okay, once we get all the toys and poop picked up, we spray it down with a sprayer bottle again. And then we're going to hose it down. Make sure we hose off the tools. And then we're going to wipe it down with the squeegee mop. All right. Okay, so we get finished up in here. We make sure every door's locked. Every kennel's been swept out. Missing a lock on this one, but It's a little dog, so it's not as big of a deal, but we got to get a canine intervention for it. Make sure all of them are locked, water's off, collect any used clothing, stuff like that. The water's off, make sure the tools are sprayed down, cleaned out. And we're done with most of the dirtiest part of the work here. Cleaned up out here in this mini yard also, even though I don't use it. It's best to keep everything clean as possible. Dirty laundry from outside and get taken inside to our laundry facility. Put in the laundromat, the laundry tub. This is a constant basis of just emptying and refilling the washer and dryer, basically. Make sure everything's dry. Sometimes I just put the blankets back out. Sometimes I fold it up. Some of the stuff I'm using tonight. That's like Thor's favorite blanket. Certain dogs do better with certain blankets you find. Other dogs will just rip up the blanket as soon as they can. We try to not let that happen. So in 2 hours, we got all the big dog chutes cleaned out. Got everybody fed. All the little dogs cleaned out. Have all the little dogs and male dogs 2 boots. Cleaning. Now to let the puppies out. Let's go sit in the time outside with puppies. Come on, babies. Those idiots. Come on, guys. Come on, kids. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Let's go outside. The rest of the evenings are pretty easy. Got to clean up out here, all the poop out here, which doesn't take long at all. Wash the dishes, finish any laundry, and let all the dogs out. That's the funnest part. So about 3 hours is what it really takes to do the bare minimum. 2 if you're just doing cleaning and not letting any dogs out. But they need some puppy time. They need some time with their uncles and aunties, huh, guys? And this is the reason I do this. I don't do it because I want to clean up poop. I do it because I love dealing with puppies. Oh, you guys are getting Sarah. I keep on wanting to call her Marie. Like Tony Maria. Tony and Sarah. Oh, Tony. Oh, Tony. He's got some big feet. For the most part, they entertain themselves. Just been out here and be like a lifeguard. Make sure nobody gets too rambunctious or too wild. Nobody's eating rocks or digging holes where they shouldn't. A lot of times you can leave them out here alone. I don't like leaving puppies alone, though. They're too stupid. Puppies need to have supervision. Yes, they do. Besides letting the dogs out, the other thing we've got to double check every day is the medication board. Parker got his 3 drop of CBD with his dinner. Kona needs CBD in the morning, probiotic in the morning. Faith gets her ears cleaned twice a day, or once in the morning. I might check her ears again, because I got a special cleaning fluid tonight. Goofball gets a little coconut oil on her nose. Helps it from being too dried out. Sweet Pea gets clean ears, some fish mocks. She must be going after some little infection or something, and then some Benadryl. She must have an allergy or something. And this is updated fairly regularly. Last time it was updated was 10/14/22. So the rest of the evening is just hanging out with the dogs. I let a couple out at a time. Sometimes the big dogs I don't let one out at a time. It depends on how the dog is. River and Johnny get along real well. Certain dogs get along really well, and we letting them out together. But with the bigger dogs, we definitely like having somebody out there to supervise them. So I like doing this after I got everything cleaned up, and I just be out here with them. Kind of like multitasking with the big dogs. And they need more one-on-one sometimes. The little dogs do too. I can get away with more of the little dogs though. And you got to clean up out here once these guys are done. And I let them out for about 10 to 15 minutes per dog usually. Sometimes it's like some dogs only want 5 minutes. Depends on the weather too. It's a lot of dogs, so you try to stretch it out as much as you can for them. Get them as much time outside as they can. Johnny! Johnny's a sweetheart. River! You're an idiot, River. He's a strong boy. Johnny. Frick's inside throwing a fit because he wants to be out here with his friends. But I like having 2-on-2 or 1-on-1. Less chance of dogs ganging up on one dog and one dog getting upset. Sometimes I let Chloe out here and she likes to attack River when he's playing with somebody else. And then River gets upset. He gets annoyed. He's like, stop biting me in the butt. I can't do it. It's not fair. Oh, River. And Chloe's a butthead about it. Huh. Yeah, she likes getting your butt, doesn't she? She likes playing with Johnny. She likes playing with Frick. I'll probably let her and Frick out together tonight. Then I'll let Thor and Orlando out together. And the rest of the dogs I just out one at a time, usually. Yeah, depends on the dog. Oh, you're an idiot. A lot of times they need more one-on-one with people anyways. Get off me. We can work with things like keep them off of people. I tend to let them get on my lap too much. So I'm part of the problem. They're good friends, though. So cleaning indoor kennels are basically the same deal as we do outside. We clean out any poop, anything that's in here that needs to be removed, toys, food, water bowls. Then we spray out all the stuff down, and then we mop it out because we don't want to hose it down. Sometimes we hose it down, but usually we just mop it out. Then I do a once-over with a squeegee mop, make sure it's completely dried off. Place all the water. Sometimes, like tonight, I'm probably going to scrub these. These are pretty nasty. They get dirt. Sometimes they get poop stuck in them. So I just spray them down and I scrub them off and I wipe them down with a towel. Same with these ones. I don't do it every night because it's a bit of work, but it's nice to do once in a while. Oh, Rick. I know. Gotta hurry up. I got Johnny and River out there still. Like I said, I don't do this every day, but sometimes it's good to get down on your hands and knees and just do some scrubbing. It's the only way these actually really get clean, unfortunately. It doesn't have to be spotless. Well, this does count. Then I take a nice clean towel. We wipe it all down. All the spots. You can see how dirty the towel got. So that gets a lot of gunk and nastiness off of it. But it's a lot of work. So we don't do it every night. But every now and then when it gets real nasty, it's really appreciated. Okay. As soon as we get both kennels cleaned up and the water bowls cleaned out, we bring the dogs back in. We move on to the next dog or set of dogs. We're doing Frick probably next. And we do some of the same thing with all these dog kennels. Depending on how dirty they are. Thor or Orlando tends to walk outside and get steps in a lot of poo. So you always want to make sure you mop down his. We spray it down, we mop it down, we squeegee it out. It's a convoluted process, but it works pretty well. Sometimes we need to scrub the walls. Those walls need to be scrubbed. I'll get to those eventually. I'm cleaning up these big kennels, especially for boy dogs. You always want to look around the perimeter. And look, see, there's a pee spot. There's a pee spot. So I got to mop up those places too. Spray them down, mop them up. Otherwise it stinks. Ideally, we have 2 people in here at a time. That way, somebody can be outside with the dog, somebody's been cleaning, and they can all just straight off, and it goes by a lot quicker that way. It's a lazy way of doing things. Sometimes you can mop the walls and get the crud off of them. Better it was. Still needs to be wiped down properly eventually. Huh. I know. About this time, we want to double check the dryer. It's all dried out. So we'll switch out laundry again. Like I said, but by the end of the night, I try to fold all this stuff up. Don't leave it for somebody else. It's not nice. But by the end of the night, I give out blankets and it tends to use up those supply. At the end of the night, one of the other projects we got to do is wash all the dishes. Pretty self-explanatory. Wash them all up, stack up on this towel, and leave them for the next person. Make sure you get... Yeah, I hear you. That's Sweepy throwing a fit. She wants to come out still. We got Faith outside now. So let's wash some dishes. I haven't put blankets out, but some nights, if it's bad enough, I mop inside it. It's not that bad, but I want to mop up inside anyways. So I spray down the entire hallway. I mop it out, and I squeegee it with the squeegee mop, just like I do all the kennels. These guys are ready to go to bed. I wanted to show people I actually do put out blankets, but they just like taking them out. I'll put this out and Chloe probably take it immediately outside. Hi, Chloe. You want a blanket? Yeah, I do. Gosh, I like a blanket. There you go. There you go. I love you. It's one of their favorite parts of the day is getting the blankets. Oh. I know you are. All right. Let's see if she takes it right out. She usually grabs by the corner and takes it right straight outside. She's pretty good with this blanket. It's got a few holes in it, but I think that's because from her roommates or next door neighbors stealing it. You're not going to take it outside? Usually you take it outside. Yeah, see? That's what I said. Usually she does that. It might end up back inside later, but she likes being outside this time of night, this time of year. It's really nice outside right now. After everyone's been cleaned and fed, we do one final check, make sure everybody's got fresh water, everybody's got a blanket, everybody's comfortable, and all the doors are locked.